Hi everyone, my name is Jenna and welcome to my channel Divine Direction. In this video, we're going to be doing a pick a symbol reading to find out what is transforming in your life. Since the month of May is the 5th month, and to me, number 5s are all about changes, let's find out what changes are in store for you. So take a moment, pick a number, or pick a butterfly that resonates with you and find the corresponding timestamps down below. As always, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest, and please listen to your own intuition above all else. Okay, so pile number 1, let's see what's transforming in your life. So I've already laid out the cards, and there appears to be a few messages, so I'm going to briefly skim over them and then circle back to them, just because since this is a general reading, obviously not all of these messages are going to resonate with you. Okay, so I see that we're going to be talking about health, maybe talking about conceiving or adopting a child, and we're definitely talking about equal give and take and receiving. I'm seeing some upgrades in your status and wealth, and I'm also seeing a change of direction, more on your life path and to do with your life purpose. So let's dive in, okay? Oh, and there's a little bit of a message about relationships. So I'll just talk about the relationship then. So you have the Angel of Love card and a man holding a heart card in reverse. To me, what's transforming in your relationship is I feel that there may be some communication coming in, and that came up a lot in the May readings. If you're interested, check out your zodiac sign for the May 2021 readings, because a lot of them were talking about relationships. But I really feel that someone that you've been thinking about in a romantic way is also thinking about you, and I feel that they're going to be letting you know how they feel through some sort of communication, okay? So that is just a brief message there, but this could be a relationship that you're already in, and maybe there's more a better communication coming in, a transformation in how you communicate and share love. But this could also be if you're single or you were with someone and you have parted, communication coming in there. Okay, so the next thing that I am going to speak about is pregnancy. So you have the Empress card in reverse, and to me, the Empress is not only about creative energy, but creation of life. So I feel that some of you are either wanting to conceive or wanting to adopt a child. You have the Divine Child here and also the Happy Family card. So I feel that your family is transforming in some way, shape, or form. So again, adoption, you could be pregnant, there could be something happening in your family. It's something very positive that's transforming your family life. And I mean, this could even be adopting a pet too, but that's just like a very small message for some people. I'm really feeling that this message is speaking about children. Okay, so that's a small message there, which is really exciting. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to touch on is there's a transformation happening in life that's going to be and feel more of an equal give and take. So, whoops. We have the Star card, and to me, the Star card is about wish fulfillment and receiving, but I'm kind of feeling in this that it's about giving and taking. So they've kind of showed me what you give out in the world is what you're receiving, okay? So if you're helping others, if you're helping the environment, and that sort of thing, then you're going to be receiving from the universe. So you have this adorable card where it's two friends who are exchanging gifts, and one of them's a large size acorn and the other one is a bunch of little acorns. So the way that you give and the way that you receive may appear different, but to me, when you put them all together, that's an equal, you're equally receiving the same amount. So to me, this is all about giving in the world, especially giving compassion to others. Okay, so yeah, they're making me feel that this isn't just about physical objects. This is also about feelings. What you are giving to others, you are receiving. So if you're giving compassion, you're receiving compassion. Okay. It's also about the words you speak too, because they're telling me what you say comes back to you. Like what you put out comes back to you with your words, with your actions, with your thoughts. So you have the vampire card, and to me that's all about energy vampires, the take, right? That's not happening anymore. I'm not seeing that. So people taking from you, constantly taking from you, no. This is a transformation of energy where you are receiving. It's not just you giving, you're also receiving. And I feel you giving in such a wonderful way. Like it could be anything, but so whether it's you help feed animals, maybe there's stray cats in your backyard, or you give back to the environment, whether you are speaking words of affirmation to people, I feel that if you do that, then you will be receiving that as well. So it's that sort of thing. Like they've also been making me feel in the May readings that a lot of you have been working on your healing your inner wounds, and when you work on that and healing your inner life, then that's when you start to receive in your outer life as well, as within so without. But they're also showing me that now that transformation there. So transforming from so all of the negative life experiences that you've had in your life, in my life, for example, I had depression and social anxiety. So transforming from that, and now that I'm out on the other side and I'm feeling so much better about myself, I'm feeling more confident, I love myself more. Now it's like, now there's a transformation from me needing help to me giving help. And everybody's always going to need help somewhere around down the line, but now it's like you're giving help. So one of the wonderful women that I am working with, and I've been working with for a few months now, she's been helping me to release all of the stuck emotions and inherited stuck emotions in my body. And it's been quite the journey. It's been difficult, but also really rewarding. And she did this all for me for free, which I thought was amazing of her, because what she does and the amount of time and effort that she spends on me, financially speaking, it's worth a lot of money to have her services. And she told me, because I kept thanking her, like I couldn't believe that somebody would do that. I could, but she told me that it was by her helping me, then I can spread my light, okay? So I can give more in the world. That's what I'm feeling. So there's a transformation of giving to others and receiving from others, and there's a transformation of using our experiences to help others. I hope this is making sense. Okay, so the next message that I am receiving for group number 1 has to do with your health. So some of you may be experiencing some health concerns. So you have the bad health card. And the bad health card, I don't have a lot of cards that speak about health. You actually got all of them. So I wouldn't say, it doesn't have to necessarily be bad, right? In the case of having to be hospitalized and that sort of thing, but it could just be you're experiencing maybe some pain or discomfort, or you have certain symptoms that are just really uncomfortable. Okay, there's something going on here for some of you, and with the recovery card, I feel that the transformation is happening with your health. So you may be receiving a diagnosis. You have the sensitivity card, which I'm taking as some of you may have some food sensitivities. They're showing me with the sinuses. Some of you may be having some sensitivity to dairy, and for me, that was a big thing. Once I cut out dairy, my sinuses were so clear. I never knew that could happen. So it could be something like that. There's something you're sensitive to, not just in food, but it could be they're showing me laundry detergent. It could be environmental, that sort of thing. So some of the symptoms that you are feeling could be because of some sort of sensitivity. Now, you also have, I have 2 healer cards in 2 of my decks. So you have both of them. So you also have the helpful people card and the alternative card, which is all about alternative medicine or alternative practices. So to me, I'm feeling that this is going to be more of either like a naturopath, especially in regards to food sensitivities, or maybe a dietitian. This isn't necessarily about finding a solution through typical medicine, right? So in the imagery, there's Reiki, there's also, this could be acupuncture. There's so many different things they're showing me. Okay, they're making me feel like I have a dull headache. It's just like a constant dull headache. And they made me feel this the other day too, where I have just like a little bit of pain behind the eyes. So some of you may be having dull headaches, you may be having migraines, that sort of thing. And they really want me to stress sensitivity. So this is a sensitivity for some of you. So what this transformation in your health, really figuring out what is causing it and having the solution with it. If you are experiencing these kind of ailments or something else that's really affecting you, then I would say ask your spiritual team to guide you to some sort of help, and that's when those helpful people will come in, okay? So when I had like my very deep depression, I prayed to God and I just said, I can't live my life this way anymore. I need help. Can you please help me? And the way out of it for me was I received that kind of like in the back of your head that I should see a naturopath, I should go walk outside in the sunshine. And it was those sort of things. And can I tell you that I did not listen for a while? And because I did not listen, I started having digestive issues. And it's like no matter what I did, I had discomfort all the time. So if you ask for help and you don't follow through with, they will make sure that you do. But that's what they're showing me. This could be some emotional as well, but I'm kind of feeling more about your physical body. Definitely. But asking your angels and guides for help, and then listening to the intuitive nudges. So you may also be watching, they're showing me Dr. Oz. So you may be watching Dr. Oz on TV or something like that, or there's an advertisement for his show, and they're talking about some sort of food sensitivities and how they affect the body. You could be attracted to a YouTube video, that sort of thing. So whatever way, shape, or form, if you ask for the help, they're going to bring it in. But I'm definitely seeing some sort of transformation and in regards to your health. More balance. They're showing me there's going to be more balance in your health too. Yeah, definitely balanced. And you're going to find the right healing technique. Okay. Oh, and they're showing me a book. So some of you may be attracted to a book that will talk about it. So they're showing me Wheat Belly. That's a book that my mom had. My mom she's not celiac, but she cannot digest gluten. It just causes horrible stomach pain for her, and it just doesn't agree with her. So some of you, it may be that you have sensitivity to gluten. So there could be some sort of book that you are attracted to, okay? All right, so moving on. Let's talk about your money. Let's talk about money. Okay, so I kind of have a feeling here that some of you maybe aren't receiving as much money as you would like to. We don't have any cards that are speaking about really not having a lot of money, but maybe you're just you're concerned about where it's coming from or when it's coming. So for example, with me, it's like I might have a certain amount of money that can pay my expenses for the next couple months, but then it's like, okay, where's this money gonna come in? And that's what I'm seeing. It's like there's a little bit of concern of where the money is coming, when it's coming. Yeah, where it's coming. So some of you maybe have lost your job with COVID, or you're working reduced hours or at a reduced rate. There's some sort of a lack of money. I don't want to say like a huge lack. They're not really making me feel that, but it's like we're maybe some concern about being able to pay rent or that sort of thing. Where is this money coming from? So we're transitioning out of that worry or concern, and it looks like you're upgrading in life. So I see you going from concern to being able to spend money the way that you want to, buying yourself some nice things that you deserve, and really, really finally receiving and being able to buy the things that maybe you've been dreaming about for a while. And one of those things is a house. So you may be able to now purchase your dream house or renovate your house, that sort of thing. So that transformation is there. How are you going to do that? Well, you have the Sun Wealth card. And again, every time I see this card, I always talk about how it says 777. To me, 777 means you're on your path, and we're going to be talking about that next. So this change in money could definitely be stemming from what I'm going to be talking about next, but this could be different in everyone's life. And you also have the change card, which to me is upgrading. So you could be, again, moving to a nicer house. I see you purchasing nicer clothes. For me, it might be like, I can finally buy that mermaid deck that I've been wanting. Like it's, it could be something as simple as that, but I'm definitely seeing that you are going to be more stable financially. This is the transition that's happening. and you're going to be able to buy those luxuries, little luxuries they're showing me, or big luxuries too, like a car or a new house, and also kind of making me feel that you could be going on a trip, especially when the restrictions pass. Okay, let's see here. For some of you, it could be an international trip. Okay, so let's talk about, you had another card of concerns. So there's a couple cards of concerns. I feel this has to do with where you're going in life and some sort of direction. So you may, or it's also concerns about if you know which way you want to go, but concerns about being able to make ends meet with this. And I'll talk about that in a second. So I feel that you're definitely transitioning from being stuck and transitioning into having a new direction come up for you that's being guided by Spirit. So you have Door to Spirit in reverse and also the God card in reverse. So to me, this is what you're moving out of. Moving out of not knowing which way to go, but now you're listening to your intuition. You're transitioning into that. And that's what's really illuminating the way for you, so you know which direction to take. That's where this concern is going out the window, because now you're feeling more confident in where you're going. You might not know exactly where you're going, but I'm definitely feeling that the direction that you are moving into is one that you're not expecting, because they have this card in reverse and it's like a big cloud blowing wind, but the wind's going upwards, not downwards or side to side, it's upwards. So to me, it's like a direction that you're not even anticipating. And also with it going upwards, that makes me feel that you are going to be rising. Whatever this path that you're on, it's bringing you to new heights. You have the distant horizon cards and it's got a ship in the air. So to me, like, well, ships are always in the water. Nope, this one's flying. It's some sort of unexpected life journey, life path. How do I want to put that? So, okay, so they're showing me like being a medium. You may have always been interested in mediums, but you never thought that you could be one. I know I was the exact same. And it's like all of a sudden you're starting to realize, hey, I could be a medium. I am a medium. And moving into that, like, it's a direction that you were not expecting your life to take, but then it's just like, bam, here we go, right? So you have the High Honor card, and how I'm interpreting that in this reading, it's like you were going to be someone or at some sort of level that you were never expecting. So if you did want to become a medium, well, think about the Long Island medium, Teresa. So she sells out big arenas and concert halls and whatever you want to call them, venues. Thank you. I was trying to find the word. Venues. And she goes and speaks and people pay all this money to go watch her, and they may not even receive a reading from her, but it's like she is on TV, she travels a lot. Again, with distant horizons, that can be traveling. It's like you are going to be going to a higher level than you ever anticipated. It's like you thought about if you were considering working in the medical field, but maybe you started out as working as, they want me to say, orderly, and then you decide, I'm going to be a doctor. It's like you had your your focus on one thing, but it's like, they're like, no, we have these plans for you too. And I'm not saying anything bad about orderlies. That's what they're just showing me, is like the comparison of, okay, they're also showing me, so if you are a student, showing me you being the teacher, which they've been showing me in a lot of, okay, yeah. A lot of the other readings. Okay, they're really, it's so funny because my spiritual team, they usually help me with words. They haven't been helping me, no, see, they're shaking my head. They haven't been helping me as much with this one, with words. And it's like I already started a video and stopped it because I was afraid of what I was saying would offend someone. And I don't, what I'm saying, I'm not meaning in a bad way. So with the comparison of going from like being an orderly to being a doctor, I don't mean that in a bad way at all. It's like you, if you start out in a company as maybe an intern and then end up being the CEO, it's like moving up the ladder, that sort of thing. But for some reason, like, they're really stressing to me watching what I say, okay? Watching what I say. I hate when they do that. I hate it. I hate when they make me feel certain ways when I'm reading, because it's like I'm not really sure of myself. Okay. All right, so basically what they're saying there is if you're not sure of yourself, that's okay, but watch what you say, because what you put out comes back to you, right? So these cards kind of came out and I wasn't really sure which area to put them in, but you have the yes card, the if you believe card, and within the next few months card. So what they're saying is basically watch what you say, especially within the next few months, because if these are the transformations that you want to see in your life, they're going to show up if you believe them. But if you are speaking the opposite, so for me, like, I'm starting my YouTube channel and trying to grow that and my Instagram, but if I keep saying, oh, I don't have very many views, or I don't have very many subscribers, that sort of thing, or looking at, say, some of my friends who have 200 subscribers or 2,000, my aunt has 2,000 subscribers on Instagram, which is amazing. Looking at that and being like, oh, why don't I have that? You know, the comparison, but also, like, it's mostly they're talking about the saying, what I'm saying, what we're saying. If we want to see these transformations happen, then we have to be careful of what we are saying, what we are putting out. So that same thing with the energy. If you are wanting changes, you have to put in the work, right? And the same thing with your thoughts and your words that you're putting out there. Okay, so that's kind of a message there. Hopefully I can go back to reading normally again, but they're showing me that if you watch what you say and you focus on whatever it is that you want, so whether you want to conceive a child, whether you want this love interest to come in, whether you want healing in your health, whether you want to be giving more in the world, so through whatever avenue, whether you want this sudden wealth to come in, you really need to be watching what you say. So transitioning out of speaking small, they're kind of making me feel, speaking small about ourselves. So even when somebody pays you a compliment, it's like, oh, like, for example, I just did a reading for my friend, and she was paying me a lot of compliments about it, which was really nice. But I was kind of like, well, you know, my spiritual team helped me with that. And they're like they roll my eyes at me, because they're like, no, you did the work. We're just here to guide you, that sort of thing. So it's like belittling the steps that you have taken. Don't do that for this transformation. This is becoming a long message. Okay, so in regards to this life path and moving forward, this transition, and how I was speaking about not only what you put out verbally, but also the energy and the effort that you were putting out. Okay, so you have the dissipating card. So to me, this card is all about, it's like you have this dream, and it's like, oh, you keep talking about it, but you're not taking the action. I feel that we're moving out of that, like transitioning out of that. But that's another kind of, if you want these transformations to happen, make sure that whatever ideas that you have, that you're taking action on them. But I really feel that it's like you're done reading about things, you're done seeing other people doing things that you want to do, and it's time for you to do them. So you have the artist card and the ruminate card. To me, those together especially are all about pursuing your interests, what you enjoy doing, and that's what I feel that this path that I was speaking about, this path that you are going upon or are on. See, it's still my words. That is going to be also about you working on things that you are passionate about, and you giving back to the community or the world, okay? All right, so that's all of the messages that I have for pile number 1. Hopefully I didn't blubber too much about this. Anyways, let me know if it resonates. I really, really want to know if any of this resonates with any of you. And hopefully I will see you next video. Thank you, pile number 1. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. So what I'm seeing, I'm just going to quickly skim over what I'm seeing and then jump back into giving you more messages. So I feel that we are transitioning our energy from either a very go, 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 try to make things happen, or sitting around waiting for things to happen, and transitioning into having more of a balance. I'm also seeing that there is a change in our relationship and possibly a relationship status. I'm definitely seeing that there is more of a balance in give and take, which I talked about in the first pile actually. I see that we are maybe using some of our experiences and kind of using that, or not using them, but using taking our experiences that weren't maybe so pretty and really embracing them and working through that to be able to give back in the world. And I'm also seeing that maybe there's some soul tribe coming in for you. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is when I was dealing your cards and everything like that, I was feeling overwhelmed. So the first area that I'm kind of drawn to is like we're really trying to force something to happen. Okay, it's like go, 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 try to make something happen, trying to control it, make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. I feel that it's overwhelming. There's so many things on the go. It's like we're trying to work on being successful and bring in more money. We're trying to it could be a bunch of different things, maybe bring in our relationship. It's like boom, 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 trying to make it happen, but nothing seems to be going our way. That's what I'm kind of feeling. But we're transitioning out of this energy into more feeling of calm, having patience. So instead of forcing things, allowing them to happen. And you also have the look for a sign card. So to me, looking for a sign, that means you're listening to your inner guidance, but also the guidance from your spiritual team, and then taking action when you receive those intuitive nudges, or when you see that sign. Okay, so the next thing that I'm kind of seeing is we're also moving out of a period of waiting for things to happen. So I've done both in my life. I've been that person that I was trying to control the situation, control, and just nothing was happening no matter how hard I tried. But I've also been that person that was like, okay, well, the Libra reading for this month said that money's gonna come, so I'm just gonna like sit around and wait for it to come. And then the month ends and it's like, oh, I didn't get any money. Well, I didn't take any action towards it, right? So I can't tell you how many times I did that. Oh my gosh, how many years did I do that? So I wasn't in balance, right? So it was either I was trying to control the situation or I was waiting for things to happen. And now my angels and guides have helped me, have guided me to have more of a balance in my feminine and masculine energy. So that's what I'm seeing here. So we're transitioning from either one or the other, and we're being more balanced. And that's when things are going to be happening. So you're not only listening to your intuition and you're taking inspired actions when you have those intuitive nudges. We're also we're allowing things to come to us, but at the same time we're taking the action towards us. So it's a beautiful balance of that, and I'm definitely seeing that balance is coming up in your reading. Okay, so that transition, and I feel that with that transition, then things are just going to start flowing for you. Okay, because you definitely, there's imagery that is coming up of completion. You have the completion card and the sun, which is a creative new beginning. So we are now taking that energy and making big happy changes happen, which is really lovely. Okay. It's like you're in control of your destiny, but you're also, you're listening for these messages. You have the magician in the mirror, so you have all the tools that you need, and with this balance, and you're starting to make things happen. And I feel that you're getting things, you're in that transition of receiving things that you desire. So it's like no longer are we receiving things that we don't want, or things that are maybe not exactly what we wanted. So if you wanted let's see, like settling for something, basically settling for something. So if you wanted to have, I don't eat meat, but this is the comparison that I'm kind of getting. If you wanted to have prime rib, but you decided to have like a McDonald's burger, that sort of thing, it's like, we're now receiving what we want. We're not settling anymore. Compromising is a little different, but we're not settling. To me, the queen of cups right here, it's like she's looking at the cup, and it's a weird looking cup, and she's just kind of like, this isn't what I wanted. Now we are making sure that what we want is coming in. So we are in control of the big happy changes because we are in that flow now. So that's what I'm kind of feeling here, is that new beginning. I also feel that this new beginning is opening up so many opportunities that you would never expect. We're now starting to see that there are so many different ways that, say, money could come to you, or there's so many different potentialities of what you could be, what you could do with your life, or what you could have in your life. So again, if we're not settling anymore because we now know that anything is possible. That's kind of what I'm feeling. The story that you've been telling yourself is changing. So I feel you being more confident in yourself or more confident in your abilities, especially now that we have this balance. It's like we're starting to see, we're starting to feel the changes inside of us. And now we're going to start seeing that in our physical life as well. So again, with the confidence, so definitely transitioning into confidence, I feel that those negative aspects that, or what we have viewed as negative aspects of our lives or of ourselves, so the childhood wounding, and that sort of thing, I said this in another reading and I kind of feel it. It's like wearing it as a badge of honor and just saying, like, owning who you are and really just embracing it. You know, it's like for me with my depression, I talk about it a lot, but it just helps me to try to compare and give you examples. But before, when I was going through my depression, I hid it. I was very shameful of it. I didn't want anyone to know, to the point where I stopped talking to people. Like, I just kind of ghosted people, and I'm really sorry for that if I did that to you and you're someone that I know. I'm not proud of that, but I was so ashamed. I didn't want anyone to know. And now it's like, if somebody wants to talk about it, I will talk to you about my depression. I may cry a little bit because it's still something that I'm working through, those emotions and releasing them. But it's like, I remember at my old job, some people were asking me, you know, what I was up to. And I was like, honestly, I'm working through depression, I'm getting better and that sort of thing. So it's like, you know, not letting that hold you down, but seeing it as something that you have come through and really risen above, and being able to, you know, to be okay with it and just be like, this was part of my journey, and I you know, I got myself through it, and look at my life now. Like, that's what they're kind of making me feel. So really being more confident in ourselves and our life, our journey, but also being proud of ourselves. So they've shown me with, like, an example with my life, I have felt so much more confident and so much more proud of myself in the last couple of months than I have in my whole entire life. So that's what they're kind of saying. It's like, we're moving out of that. We're not ashamed of what happened to us. We're not letting it hold us back. We're being confident in where we're going, even if we don't really know exactly where it is. We're being confident in our actions, in our words, and that's really a beautiful thing. So that's what I'm feeling there. And I'm also going to tie that into, so on this journey, if you're resonating with this, so if you've been on a healing journey, on this spiritual path, working through this ascension, all of that stuff, the symptoms and the loneliness, everything like that, what I'm seeing is that you are transitioning from a period of feeling lonely. So you could have a lot of people around you and still feel lonely. I mean, I'm sure everyone has maybe felt that before in their lives. And it's like, but now you're starting to meet people who are, who resonate with you. They may be at like a similar frequency or vibration. people who used to be in your life maybe coming back, and you're realizing that you have the same interests, or maybe you are supporting the same cause in the world, and it's like these sort of people, they're being drawn to you like a magnet. It's because you have the positive people card, positive minded people I should say, and you also have the community card. So really bringing in those positive people. We're not being surrounded by those negative people, the people that maybe that we might have cut ourselves off of when we started this journey. And you know what, to be honest with that, sometimes when we cut people off in our journey, you can come back to them and things may be different. I'm experiencing that in my life too, with some people that maybe you know, they may be a part of your life or at work or that sort of thing. Could be a family member or anything of that nature, where someone just their energy was either off and you didn't like that. They are very negative. Maybe they said some things that triggered you, and it's like now I'm having a different kind of relationship with some of these people, where it's not a super close relationship, but it's like I can exist in the same space as you. I hope that doesn't come off. It's really mean, but that's what I'm kind of feeling. It's like not only are you finding your soul tribe, but it's like you are unbothered by the things that people say and do to you. So yeah, which is amazing. Honestly, it's amazing. Okay, so also with this balance that I was talking about, the balance that I'm feeling is also, there is a balance of give and take, which again, I talked about in the first reading, but giving and receiving, you have the service card, you have the servant card, you have the give back card. So all of this is speaking about service to others, giving to others, but with the Six of Pentacles, I'm really feeling that it's balanced now. So it's like you're not the only one giving, you are also receiving now. So, and it can be in a variety of different ways. It could be now you're receiving more money. You could be receiving just more happiness and joy in your life, the energy that you're receiving, right? So we're giving and receiving energy. There may be some more helpful people coming in. So it's like maybe you'll have more time off. People that are coming in to help you instead of just you helping others. Like there's a balance there, which I feel is really great. I still feel that you are giving back to the community, and you're giving back in ways that bring you joy, in ways that energize you, that recharge you in a way. But you're also, you're taking time to make sure that you recharge. So again, with the rest and rejuvenation, so we're giving, but we're also receiving, and we're giving to ourselves, which is beautiful. Okay, so the last message that we are going to be talking about is this love message. So I'm sorry if somebody's been waiting around for that. There's so many cards about relationships. Let me get them all organized. Okay. Okay, so I feel that we're transitioning from a period of having a blocked heart chakra, or not, or being afraid to be more vulnerable, and really being okay with being more authentic and being ourselves. I also see that the type of relationships that you're attracting are going to be different. So I'm feeling this more for those of you who are single, but for some of you who are in a relationship that just feels right, there is the marriage card. So it could be transitioning into a next stage of your life. But here's what I'm seeing for individuals who are single. So I kind of feel that the people that you were dating before, I call this like 3D dating. It's like, maybe you felt that you had to look a certain way or be a certain way. It's like putting on airs for other people, or the people that maybe you were attracting were like that. It's just like there's some kind of false facade or false pretenses is what they're making me feel. They're bringing up a conversation that I had with a gentleman, or actually I shouldn't call him a gentleman, that happened recently. I wasn't even like looking for dating, but this person messaged me on social media and asking me if I wanted to have fun, and I told him he was barking up the wrong tree. And then he said, I am looking for a steady relationship. And then later on asked me some inappropriate questions. And I said, yeah, my intuition was right because their intentions were showing. So that's what they're kind of making me feel. It's like there's false pretenses. They're putting on airs. There's some sort of thing. It's like, it's just not real. It's not real. So for me, when I was doing my online dating days, it's been a long time since I dated, but really I felt that I had to present myself in a certain way. I always had to look dolled up and have nice clothes. I had to present myself in a way that maybe I looked successful. I had to hide the fact that I had depression and all the negative aspects in life. It's like, it wasn't that I really wanted to be lying about it. It's just I didn't feel that anyone would accept me for maybe how I looked without makeup, or how I would look in my regular clothes, how I would appear to them if I told them what my situation was, that sort of thing. So it's like, we're transitioning of having to hide ourselves to appeal to a partner, but also transitioning out of that partner that was those partners that were coming in that just weren't true. They weren't focusing on the right things, and in my example, I wasn't either. But it's so funny because there's the courtship card, right? So really the courtship card is about dating somebody, but I wish you could see the imagery. They just look so awkward, and like, so the girl's just like, get me out of here. And that's what I feel. It's like we're moving out of those dates where it's just like, ugh. And I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. It's like, ugh. No, I'm not going to say it. No. And that can be the type of, in my case, the type of guy that's like, want to have some fun? Yeah, no, go away. I don't want to talk to you. You're gross. Like, moving out of that sort of thing and moving into this one. So this person is coming up in the imagery as male. I think it's just to relate to my life. But this could be anyone. So this person who is coming in, they are offering you love, and they are focused on, they have pure intentions, is what they're making me feel. Pure intentions. What they focus on is the inside. So Not saying that they think you're ugly or anything, but this is the most important thing to them is your heart and your soul. They think you're handsome, they think you're beautiful, whatever it is, but what they're most focused on is your heart. So are you the person who gives back? You know, that sort of thing. You're giving back, you're a good person, you have a kind heart. That is what they're focused on. Okay, so this person that's coming in, so they're presenting it as the main male here, and just as a comparison, again, it could be any gender, anyone, versus the wealthy man. So they might not be fancy, and to me that's good. Like, you don't have to worry about being fancy around this person. You can just be yourself. So they have the Lover's card as well, and there's nudity in this card. When I see nudity in regards to relationships especially, it's like you can be vulnerable in front of them, you can be your true authentic self, and they will love you exactly as you are, okay? I see that this person is going to be romantic, so maybe they give you flowers, or they're showing me, so my family friend, her husband in the morning, especially in the winter, I'm in Canada, would scrape off the ice on her windshield. Like, doing things like that, even though that doesn't come off as typically romantic, it's like they care about you. So they made me feel that with my twin. Like, if I was going somewhere, he would always make sure that my tires, like, he'd check my tires, make sure they're not flat and I had enough gas. Like, it's like things like that, the little things. It doesn't have to be about giving you chocolates or flowers or buying you nice jewelry or watches or that sort of thing. It's making sure that you know, they're taking care of you and making sure that you feel loved. So really, really beautiful. Okay, this person coming in, this is your forever, happily ever after, your forever person, and I do see marriage, okay? So for those of you who aren't single, I feel that you have already made this transition. This person, if this is really resonating with you, that this is the type of person and you're just dating, well, I see wedding bells in your future, okay? So, all right, group number 2, that's all I'm receiving for your messages for transition. Honestly, I'm so excited for you. This just feels so amazing in your life. It feels like you've done a lot of work, and I'm really, really happy for you. So thank you, group number 2. I hope you have a wonderful month, and hopefully I'll see you next video. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. So let's see what's in your, what's transforming in your life. Okay, so there's so many messages, so many cards that came out. I feel a little overwhelmed, so I feel like that's a type of energy that we are transitioning out of. So I'm just going to start with little bits and then we're going to move on because there's so much. Okay, so the first thing I feel that we are transforming in our lives is transitioning into having more gratitude and focusing on maybe being more grateful for the little things. So you have the appreciation card in reverse, and you also have in reverse, and you also have the root chakra in reverse. Okay. There's also the financial constraints card, but in it, when they open up the safe, there's like a couple of gold coins there, right? So you could focus on, okay, in this safe, there's not a lot of money, but to me, they're really illuminating those 2 gold coins. So that's making me feel like we are being grateful for what we have. We are being content with our life. It doesn't mean that you don't want to strive for having more or moving forward in your life, but really being content and grateful for what you have brings in more for you. And that's what I'm feeling is transforming how we are seeing things, transforming our level of gratitude, and really just being grateful for the little things. And that can be even more so than just being grateful for money. Like for me, they're showing me birds. So I'll either go for a walk. In the winter, I was going for walks almost every day. And now that it's warmer, I go for runs, or I try to anyways. But in the winter especially, seeing the birds, that would just make my day, especially the little chickadees. I love seeing them. I love hearing them. It's like the tiny little bird, but it can make my whole day. So I see that focusing on the littler things that bring you joy and pleasure in your life. And again, when you are focused on things that bring you joy, well, what's that going to do? That's going to attract more things that bring you joy. So that's what I'm really seeing. It's going to help bring in more finances for you, but just more things that you love. So that was a small little message, but I really, really love that message. It's so important. Absolutely. Okay. So where do I want to go next? Like there's so many messages for you. Okay. So I'm also feeling that what's transforming in your life is moving from a period of maybe either being in your comfort zone or keeping yourself small in a way, like keeping yourself in a little box. I'm also feeling not taking action. It's like we're in our comfort zone, we're comfortable, and I'm happy with this, which the content, totally good, right? We're talking about being content. That's good, being content with where you're at, but you can still strive for more. You can still strive to make more money. You can still strive to see more birds along your walk, like that sort of thing. So what they're kind of showing me is like we're moving from a period where, you know, we may have been content with where we are or comfortable with where we are, but taking action towards what it is that we truly desire. Because you have the be assertive card and also the take action card. So moving into that, I'm also seeing the strategy card. So making goals, setting steps on how to, like what steps to take, what action do I need to take, keeping a journal of that. But also they're making me feel that having a notebook and writing down like all of the ideas that you're receiving, the intuitive nudges, and making sure that you have you're writing that down so you know what's the next step. So with me, my angels and guides, they might show me the next 2 steps or that sort of thing. So I'm working on maybe reading more for just, instead of general readings, but reading more for individuals. So making sure that the messages that I put out are accurate and to me are worth people's money, right? So if you're putting money out for my service, I want you to really resonate with what I'm putting out and also feel that you're getting something from it, right? So they would show me, okay, well, let's practice. So the action is practice. Who are we going to practice on? And they'll make me think of like my grandma, one of my friends, that sort of thing, my mom's friend. Okay, so I know 3 steps the next 3 steps of what I'm going to do, and that's what they're kind of making me feel with this strategy. But there's the journal and the log in the imagery. So we're not only listening to our intuition, we're writing down what our steps are, making our to-do lists, setting our goals, and we're taking action on them. And the victory card came out sideways, so to me this is potential energy. So transforming into having our victory because we are taking those steps. Now, this kind of goes with what I was talking about there. There's something about feeling stuck. So it may not have been necessarily your comfort zone. Maybe you just felt stuck in your life, and this card, I feel like she's just stuck in a bunch of strings, like trying to figure out how to get out of it. And you also have not the right time card. I hate this card. I can't tell you how many times I would get it and I would be so angry because I'm like, why isn't it the right time? I want it to be the right time. And it bothered me so much. So I think it's funny that they put it up. And it's not saying that now is not the right time. It's just, it was either you were stuck, you were in your comfort zone, or it wasn't the right timing. So things weren't moving forward. Definitely feeling that you needed to have patience. Things were frozen. I did not have patience. But now there's the perfect timing card, okay? So the perfect timing. So moving forward with this perfect timing. You also have the miracle card and perception. So to me, it's like, it's the perfect timing. Things are starting to happen and you're starting to see new doors that are opening for you, which is really exciting. So moving out of stuckness and into doors opening for us and taking the steps towards our victory. So that's really, really exciting right there. Okay, so also tied in with that, whoops, sorry. Okay, so we have the pathway card. So what I'm really being drawn to in this card is the light at the end of the tunnel. And same with this card, it's like there's a light and she's heading towards it or she's carrying it. So to me, it's like we're seeing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel out of all the things that maybe we have been through. So all the shadow work that you've been doing, healing those inner wounds, those childhood wounds, working through all of that. It's like, oh, finally we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. After all this work, we're finally receiving the victory that, you know, the changes in our physical life that, that we deserve to have, right? So what I'm also feeling with these cards though is through all of the shadow work and all the inner growth that you've been doing, you are becoming a beacon of light. So people are going to be attracted to you because you are just radiating light, and it's like, okay, you've been through these experiences, people are being drawn to you and you can help them. Okay, so there's 2 cards that have the world in them, and they're both illuminated on the same spot, which I think is really interesting. So I really do feel, and I've been receiving this in so many messages that I've been doing, general messages, that your light that is shining, it's like they're kind of showing me like it's going to be seen from space. It's like you're illuminating your area. So I've heard this about all the light workers, right? So where we are in the world or where you may be moving to, it's like you're there to spread your light, okay? There is a lot of imagery and cards about community, so I'll kind of touch on that a little bit. But you are there to spread your light. Okay, yeah. So whatever it is that you are doing, I really see you being a leader. Like you're just, you're embracing your, the shadow aspects or whatever. I keep saying shadow aspects just because in the world, half of it is in shadow. So I'm really feeling it's the wounded parts of us that we've been healing. It's like embracing that and sharing your story and just really being a leader. It doesn't necessarily have to be about whatever you are healing, because for me, what keeps coming up as well is like being a leader for environmental change. So really inspiring others to live maybe minimal waste or that sort of thing. Like I'm really feeling that you are spreading your light. Whatever it is that you're doing is going to benefit not only your area, but for some of you especially, it's going to be global. And I've been seeing that in so many of my readings. Some of you are going to be leaders, influencers for good. So whether that's for animal welfare, environmentalism, maybe it's for mental health and raising awareness for that. It could be a variety of things. It could even be like they're showing me the romance card, which I'll get into later, but even just showing others a higher vibrational love and how to achieve it, right? So kind of feeling like twin flames here, showing others that this is possible to have a higher vibrational love, because I'm just thinking back from my childhood and like not my parents, but I've been rewatching some episodes of old shows that I used to that I watched as a child just because they were on TV. My parents may be watching them or that sort of thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the way that the husband treats the wife or the wife treats the husband, or the relationships that you're seeing it at. They're showing me Zach Morris, so and how poorly he treated women and people, really. So that sort of thing, like seeing that on TV and having that ingrained in us, or making us feel that this is the relationship. Like they're showing me according to Jim, how their relationship, like I feel like they were always against each other in some way, shape, or form, like they were scheming against each other. And yeah, it's funny on a sitcom, but really, what are you teaching me of how a relationship should be? So I don't want to get preachy about TV or anything, but those are just examples, right? So if you are in a higher vibrational love, even just in your community or within your family and friends, having people see that there is possibility of a different kind of love. So it doesn't always have to be a certain way. It's like how there's jokes about how relationships are. Like, I can't even think of anything. I don't think they want me to give examples, but it's like you can probably think of examples from television or movies of, things that are typical relationships or marriage, and how, you might hate each other during it, but in a joking way and that sort of thing. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. But that's what they're kind of showing me with that. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, but it's like, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be about the environment. It doesn't have to be about, for example, with me, like sharing about my depression. It could be anything, whatever it is that you're doing. You are being a leader for change. You are letting your light shine, and that's really helping your community. So again, I'm seeing cards about community or helping others where you are. So there's the servant card, and there's also the support card, offering your support to someone or helping people who are in need. So spreading your light wherever it is that you are. I keep hitting this, sorry. But so transitioning out of our darkness. And I don't say that in a bad way. I hope this is coming out right. But like, for me, my darkness or my dark period, the dark night of the soul, was my depression, and transitioning out of that and transitioning out of feeling unworthy or ashamed, that sort of thing, out of those negative feelings into being that beacon of light and helping to spread your light. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. And I feel that you are going to be inspiring people, whether it's with your story, whether it's with how you're living, that sort of thing. There's some sort of inspiration there. I hope people aren't getting sick of me talking about that, because it's going to be coming up a lot, and they're making me want to shake my head. Yes, because that, like, they're really, really stressing that this is what's happening right now. Okay. All right. What is next? Oh, right. Okay. So kind of tied into being on our path, I feel that you're transitioning into being on more of a heart-led and intuition-led path, because what they're showing me is a lot of spiritual imagery, but they have their eyes closed. And there's also the meditation brings answers card. So to me, it's like you don't, we're not looking with our eyes. We're looking with our hearts and with our intuition on this path. It's like following your heart, following your intuition, and not they've kind of shown me that in my life, like, focus on the inside and not on what's going on outside in my life. So that could be my life situation. So I've shared that I live with my parents right now. So I could look at it as like, oh man, I'm living with my parents. I would never think badly of anyone who lives with their parents, but for me, it's like I had worry about what other people's opinions would be about me doing that. And it's like, don't focus on your exterior circumstances, focusing on the inside, and doing that in life too. So it's like when you meet someone and you just see their soul, like they're just a kind-hearted person and you're attracted to them. It's like not focusing on your physical appearance or someone's physical appearance. And they're kind of making me feel like when you meet someone who's really attractive and then they open their mouth and you're like, oh, not attractive at all. So it's like focusing on the importance of the inside as well. And I'm not saying anyone's shallow in this. It's just like you're also seeing it for yourself. Like, I feel good within myself. I feel proud of myself. I feel confident in myself. So really focusing on that, because you do have the magnificence card, and I love it. It's like owning your magnificence and just realizing how wonderful you are, where we're not focusing on not equating your worth with how you look, or not equating, like, not saying, okay, well, I'm more worthy because I'm successful. And of course, like, everyone's version of success is going to be different, right? So it's like your self-worth is about your inner self and not what your body looks like, or how you look like in a bathing suit, or what kind of car you drive, or what house you have, that sort of thing, right? Okay, so I feel that there's transforming in how we feel about ourselves. You have the care for your body card. Self-love and self-acceptance are the ultimate acts of self-care. So I feel that you are focusing on taking care of yourself. They're kind of making me feel like balance, being healthy, but also just like allowing yourself to have some treats. And you know, you might be working out, but also allowing yourself some time off. Like tonight, tonight I'm just like, you know what I feel like doing? You know, for the majority of the week, I eat pretty healthy. And tonight I feel like having a Diet Coke. And to me, I know it's not good for me to have Diet Coke. And I will have it maybe once in a while, not very often. I usually drink, if I have pop, I drink Zevia. But I want to have a Coke, a Diet Coke, and I'm going to have it. So it's like, it's that kind of thing, like, you're taking care of your body, but you're also just allowing yourself to just be. And I think that's really wonderful. You have the time card, so it says schedule a sacred date within yourself. You deserve time for your life. So you're taking time for you. Whether that's taking time to take care of your body, they're showing me like getting a pedicure, or, you know, it could be anything, some sort of self-care activities. It could be watching a movie when you need to rest. And it could be so many different things, but it's like you're taking time for yourself to enjoy your life, to have more balance in your physical life, your mental, emotional, that sort of thing. But I really, really, really love. So this is the Improving Health card, which I feel that some of you have been doing in transitioning, but there's a cup in front of the angel, and I feel it's like you are taking time to fill your cup. And that is so important, because if you're the type of person that's going to be wanting to give back to this world, which I feel that you are if you're attracted to my channel, because I set my intention of that's the type of people that I want to come listen to my videos. You need to fill your cup to be able to take care of others. Like I've experienced this in my life where it's like I've had times where I felt like I was giving, and it's like I wanted to give, but then I didn't have any more energy. I was drained. So I was like, okay, last weekend I said I'm doing absolutely nothing on Saturday and Sunday. I'm just going to veg and I'm going to watch TV. And I'm not like a huge TV watcher, but I'm like, I'm just going to watch something and just let myself be. So really, I feel that you were transitioning into knowing your limits with that, making sure that your cup is full so that you can still give to others, and making sure that you're enjoying your life. So what they're kind of making me feel right now is like, yes, we're here to be beacons of light to help others, but you don't have to help people every single day. You don't have to be constantly helping them. And they're showing me worms. So when I go for my walks or my runs, like if it's raining, I'm the type of person that wants to pick up the worms and take them off the road so they don't get squished or so they don't get fried. And it's like, sometimes there's so many of them, and it's like, they kind of show me like, no. Sometimes you just gotta walk away, because you can't always be helping someone, and some of them don't need help. It's kind of a lesson that I'm learning right now. It's like when to know exactly when someone needs your help and doesn't. But anyway, so it's like you don't have to be helping someone every single day of the week. You deserve time for yourself. So you deserve time for yourself. So really transitioning into that and knowing that and owning who you are. Making sure that you're getting enough sleep too, which is really important. Okay, so owning who you are, this is coming up. So the barriers card, I love this card because it's this woman, and she's on a dragon, and it's just like, she just feels blissful. That's how she looks. To me, in the imagery, so the dragon is kind of like your demons, or for me, it would be my depression, and it's like, you're owning it. You know, it doesn't control you anymore. She's the one who's controlling where this dragon goes. Like she's got this, And it's like she's owning who she is, and you are owning who you are, and you're owning your story. And it's like it's not going to control you anymore. And so that dragon could even be negative thoughts. It could be other people's opinions. It's like, no, nothing's controlling me anymore. I have control of this. I have my power back. I have control back in my life, and I am taking the steps. I'm taking the action in my life. I'm responsible for me, and just really just being like, this is me. I'm awesome. Not in like a conceited way, but just like, because to me, like, again, feeling on the inside, like I feel, I was talking about it earlier, like I feel proud of myself and I feel confident. I don't think I've ever felt that since I was a kid, right? Because you second guess yourself and that sort of thing. And it's just like, now it's like, you know what? I'm awesome. I'm awesome. So I think that's really, really awesome. I can't stop saying awesome now. But yeah, moving away from who we thought we had to be, covering up the maybe darker parts about us. So again, the shadow aspect, there could be addiction or depression, so many different things, but like we don't have to hide that part about ourselves anymore. It's like embracing that and just just owning it. You're in control. You have your power back, which is so amazing. I'm hoping this is making sense to people. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is a transformation in your relationships or the type of relationships that you are attracting. So I kind of feel that maybe before in relationships you are afraid to be vulnerable. I think this is very, very common. So there was a fear of being more vulnerable, but now that we are owning who we are at our core, in our heart, in our soul, it's like now we're attracting or having these relationships that are at a pure essence. So you have the broken heart card in reverse. To me, this is all about healing. So it's like you've been working on your healing, working on being more vulnerable, and what do I want to say here? Sorry, I'm just trying. I lost my place for a second. Okay. So we may have been wanting that that security in a relationship, the security, not only financially, but just like having stability in a relationship, having that dream relationship, the kind that you see on the movies, in those romantic comedies, and that sort of thing. I feel that that's kind of since we've been working on being more authentic and healing the core wounds, not only like healing heartache from past relationships, but really healing that core wounding, so that childhood wounding, to bring in the romance that I was kind of talking about before, that that relationship where it's based on us being 100% like authentic. You can feel comfortable in who you are and feel comfortable with this person, sharing with them your stories, not feeling that they're judging you in any way, shape, or form, being understood with this person. So really, they're kind of showing me like, having more stability in a relationship, yeah. But transitioning the way that you date too. Okay, so the type of people that you look for, or the type of people that are attracted to you now. So I feel that no matter how much work you do in your life, you're still going to attract some undesirable partners. And it's not that you are going to actually be partners with them, but it's like these people are coming up, like, how you doing? I can't do the Joey thing. I'm not even gonna try to do that. But it's like they're like, hey, want to date? And you're like, no, no, I don't. So the way that you're going about things in your dating life, if you're single, it's different. The type of person that you're looking for is different. That's what they're, yeah, it's different. So in regards to my dating life, like I'm not really dating right now. I'm just doing me right now. But I tell you, the type of man that I am looking for that is completely different than the one that I was looking for even like a year or more ago, right? So like completely different. So I feel, yeah, as you heal and go along your journey, what they have shown me is like as you release layers of yourself, your vision becomes more clear. And I feel that that's what you've transitioned or transformed in this, is like your vision is so clear of what you really want and what you would really be happy with and who you would really be happy with. And it's this relationship that's a higher vibration, where it's like you're looking into each other's souls, and that's where you can be yourself without worry, right? And I kind of feel that if you're dating and you meet someone and they're just kind of like, oh, like in my case, like, oh, you had depression, or oh, you live with your parents, it wouldn't really bother me. I'd be like, okay, bye. Like, no, that's okay. I'm okay with it. You know, I own my life right now, and you're not what I'm looking for. And that's okay. So it's kind of like there's a transition there in not only the dating life and who we're looking for, but how we react to other people as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but I'm really feeling that, but really how we react to other people. Okay? Oh, and how we communicate too. And how we communicate in a relationship. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I almost missed that message. Okay, so communicating, so again, with being more open and honest, more vulnerable. So feeling that you can speak to this person, whomever it is that you will be bringing in your life, or you have in your life, feeling that you can speak with them open and honestly about things without fear of judgment, and really just like, even for example, if you are still being triggered by things, just being like, oh, I'm sorry, I realized that this thing that you said, you didn't mean it this way, but it reminded me of this situation, and I overreacted. Like having that kind of conversation about things that have happened in your past and how they're presenting themselves. Like whoever this is that you're either with or that's coming in, like there's a transformation of communication. So I think that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, pile number 3, that's all of the messages that I've received for you. I'm sorry, I kind of blabber everywhere, but it's like message. Okay, so let me know if this message resonates, and hopefully I will see you next video. Bye.